friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess. Today we are at the next topic, that is the endgame studies explained. We are at the 95th position of our topic. We have got a very interesting case over here. Two rooks are fighting out against two pawns which are trying to win instantly. It's white to play and win, and white is using the power of his rooks and he creates various mating patterns. We will soon see how. White has to start with checks, because there is no time for the both rooks to come behind the passed pawns. That is one of the ideas, to get both rooks behind both the passed pawns and stop their queening. So white starts with rook a3 check. It must be noted that if the king tries to run away, then after rook b3 check, kc6, rook c3 check, kd6, rook d3, what we discussed just now, both rooks have come behind the passed pawns and white wins very easily. But things become much more complicated after kb4, when rook b3 check, and now black has choice between three: king a5, king a4, king c4 and c5 are almost similar. We'll come to that. After the move king a5, we see that the b pawn is already controlled. White can just use the move rook d3 to win here also. Although there is another plan, white can use the move rook a check, which wins even more quickly. Now what happens is, after kf4, rook takes b2, there is a mating threat on a8 and the d2 pawn is attacked. So white wins more quickly here. Thus one of the main moves is king a4. Now rook b2 allows the pawn to queen with d1. What should white do here? Because the move rook d3 simply fails to d1 queen, rook takes d1, kb3. When after next move kc2, it will be a drawn game. This is one of the difficult variations. White uses the power of the rooks to mate the king or come into a winning endgame. White goes rook g3, and as we can see, if any of the pawn queens, let's take d1 queen for instance, white starts harassing the black king. See how he is using the black squares, not the white squares where the queen controls. So kb5, rook g5 check, king c6, rook h6 check, and now if the queen interposes with check on d6, then rook takes d6, k takes d6, and rook reaches b5 and wins the b2 pawn as well. And if he goes kd7, then after rook g7, we see that the king is unable to reach f8 on time. So after kc8 forced rook h8 check, qd8, rook takes d8, king takes d8, and again rook b7, and white wins. So this move rook bg3 is one of the difficult moves to find. kc4 happens to be the main variation. Now comes rook c3 check, king d5, rook d3 check. It looks like both rooks have occupied the squares behind the passed pawns, but now this is what black is looking at. He wants to come kc4, and now none of the rooks can take the pawn because the other rook hangs. Even the move kg2 fails here, because after d1 queen, rook takes d1, king b3, f2, we see that after king c2, the rook is attacked and the pawn will queen next move and the game is drawn. So this is another tricky situation for white. Now white uses the power of the rooks to create mating net along the 5. Rook bc3 check, pushing the king on the b5. After the move kb4 or kb5, after b4, the rook simply goes to c7. But again there is a catch. b1 queen, and the point is very similar. If rook b7 check, king c4, and after rook b1 kd3, again we are reaching a drawn position. Here also white has the very strong rook d8. See how nicely the rooks are putting the black king in a mating net. If the queen goes to f5 in order to interpose, then after rook b8 check, queen b5, rook b5, kb5, rook d7, and the d2 pawn is lost. And if d1 queens, let's assume this as a queen now, still rook b8 check, king a3, rook a7 check, the queen blocks the check from a4, but then rook takes the queen, king takes the rook, and rook takes b1, and white wins. So the position, we can say, was quite tricky and solely based on the concept of rook's power to checkmate the king. I hope you are finding these lessons useful and instructive. Thanks for your time.